When you look at your life, you may see cracks, pain, and moments that feel like destruction. You may see seasons where everything seems to fall apart, where your confidence collapses, your plans fail, and your heart feels shattered beyond repair. But hear this truth today: you are not broken. You are being built. The shaking, the breaking, the tearing down are not the end of you. They are the beginning of something stronger, deeper, and unshakable being formed within you. What feels like breaking is often building in disguise. There are times when we ask, why is this happening to me? Why am I being crushed like this? But it is in those moments that the unseen construction begins. Just as a builder cannot place new stones upon an old, unstable foundation, sometimes life must break down what cannot hold the weight of your future. The pain you are feeling is not a punishment, it is preparation. The tears that fall are not wasted, they are watering the ground of your next season. Every disappointment, every rejection, every lonely night is part of the blueprint of a greater design being drawn over your life. You may not see it now, but deep beneath what appears destroyed, strength is forming, wisdom is settling, and endurance is rising. When you feel that everything around you is falling apart, remember that even the seed must break before life springs forth. A seed buried in the dark could think it has been abandoned, but inside that breaking, a new life begins to emerge. So when you feel buried, don't believe that you've been forgotten. You've been planted. The breaking of your outer shell is making room for something greater to grow within you. You are not finished, you are under construction. Every storm that hit you, every voice that doubted you, every failure that humbled you, all of it is being used to shape you into someone stronger than you have ever been. Sometimes you will look at others and think they have it all together while you are falling apart. But often the people who shine with peace and wisdom today are the ones who once walked through fire, loss, and pain. They were not spared from breaking. They were refined through it. The scars you carry are not signs of weakness, but of survival. They are the marks of someone who refused to stay down. What the world calls broken, heaven calls becoming. You are being shaped into something greater than your current understanding. Your faith is being tested. Your patience is being stretched. And your character is being strengthened, not to destroy you, but to prepare you for the weight of your destiny. When life takes away something precious, when doors close and dreams collapse, it's easy to believe that you are broken beyond repair. But remember, a builder never discards a piece of material just because it's rough or cracked. In the builder's hands, even the most uneven stone can be shaped and placed perfectly into the structure. You are still in those hands. You are still part of the design. The process may hurt, but it has a purpose. What feels like delay is often divine timing. What looks like destruction is often divine construction. You are not losing yourself. You are being transformed into the version of you that was always meant to be. The moments you thought would break you are the very moments that are building your faith. The nights you cried yourself to sleep were strengthening your soul to stand again. The closed doors are leading you to new ones that you could not have reached otherwise. The pain that humbled you is birthing compassion, patience, and wisdom within you. Every trial is building something eternal, something that cannot be shaken by circumstance. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, you are not broken. You are being built piece by piece, layer by layer, through the unseen work of grace in your life. So lift your head again. What you thought was over is just the beginning. What you thought was broken beyond repair is being rebuilt with greater purpose. You are not in ruins. You are in progress. You are not a failure. You are a foundation being strengthened for the weight of greater things. The builder never abandons the structure mid-construction. The same power that began this work in you will complete it. You may not see the final form yet, but soon you will stand tall, firm, and complete, realizing that every break was a blessing, every tear was a tool, and every setback was a step toward your becoming. You are not broken. You are building. What feels like breaking is often building in disguise. There are seasons when everything in life seems to fall apart, when the plans you made collapse and the dreams you held so tightly slip through your fingers. You wonder how something once full of promise could suddenly feel so empty, and you start to question whether there is any meaning in what you are going through. But deep within that breaking, something sacred is happening. The destruction you see on the surface is not the whole story. Beneath the cracks and the rubble, there is quiet construction taking place, shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more grounded version of yourself. Sometimes the breaking is necessary so that the false layers of pride, fear, or comfort can fall away, making room for truth and strength to emerge. When a builder begins a new project, they don't start by adding. They start by clearing. They remove what cannot hold the weight of what's coming. In the same way, the moments that feel like loss are often moments of divine clearing. Something that can no longer carry your next season must be removed, even if you don't understand why. You are not falling apart because you are weak. You are being rebuilt because you are meant to stand taller. Every storm that shakes you is loosening something that cannot stay. Every tear you cry is watering the soil for a new beginning. The process is painful, but pain is not punishment. It is proof that transformation is taking place. You may not recognize it now, but the very things that feel like they are destroying you are teaching you how to rise differently. The heartbreak that crushed you is teaching you how to love without losing yourself. The disappointment that wounded you is teaching you how to anchor your hope in something deeper than circumstances. The failure that embarrassed you is teaching you that your worth was never tied to performance, but to purpose. Every fracture in your story carries wisdom if you are willing to look beyond the pain. The breaking reveals what was fragile so that what is lasting can be built in its place. Think of gold being refined in fire. The heat doesn't destroy the gold, it burns away the impurities that make it dull. The breaking moments in your life are not meant to destroy your value, they are meant to reveal it. What's being removed is not who you are, it's what was keeping you from becoming who you were meant to be. The process may strip away your comfort, your security, your certainty, but it is also awakening your resilience, your faith, your courage. When everything seems unstable, something unshakable is forming within you. The shaking does not mean you're finished. It means you're being made firm. So when everything feels like it's falling apart, don't rush to rebuild what was. Sometimes the old structure must crumble so a new one can rise in its place. The foundation that once held your life may no longer be enough for the future that's coming. Let the breaking happen. Let it carve away the unnecessary. Let it teach you what truly matters. Because in that breaking, you will discover the depth of your strength, the clarity of your purpose, and the endurance of your spirit. What feels like breaking today is not the end of your story. It is the sound of something new being built within you, something stronger than you have ever known, something that will not be shaken by what once threatened to destroy you. The seed must break before it grows. When you feel buried beneath the weight of life, it's easy to think that it's over, that everything you've hoped for has been covered in darkness and forgotten. But what if being buried isn't a sign of death, but a sign of destiny? What if the darkness you're in is not your ending, but your beginning? The soil may feel cold, the pressure may feel heavy, and the silence may feel endless, but deep in that hidden place, something powerful is taking shape. The breaking of the seed is not its destruction, it's its awakening. Without that breaking, the seed would remain the same, locked in potential, never releasing the life that's been waiting inside. There are moments in life when you, too, must be buried so that what is within you can come alive. You may lose people, positions, and comfort. You may watch familiar doors close and wonder why. But buried seasons are sacred seasons. They are where roots form. They are where unseen strength develops. When nothing around you looks alive, that's when growth begins underground. The silence is not absence, it's preparation. Growth in secret is what gives you strength in public. The seed never grows while it's comfortable. It grows while it's breaking. The same is true for you. When the outer shell of your old life begins to crack, don't resist it. That's the sign that expansion has begun. In the darkness, the seed doesn't question the soil. It doesn't fight the pressure. It simply yields to the process, trusting that what's happening is not the end, but the beginning. In your own buried seasons, you are learning to trust that something greater is at work even when you can't see it. The pain of breaking is real, but it is also purposeful. The pressure is not punishment, it's protection. The soil hides you from what could harm you before your roots are ready. Sometimes isolation is the only environment where transformation can take place. It's in those hidden seasons that you learn to depend on strength that isn't your own. Growth is quiet. The seed doesn't make noise while it's sprouting, and neither will you in certain seasons. While the world sees nothing happening, the Creator is shaping everything necessary for your next stage. Every moment of pressure, every ounce of pain, every delay has meaning. The buried place is not your prison, it's your preparation ground. Just as a tree can only reach higher after its roots have gone deeper, you are being stretched downward so that one day you can stand taller. The deeper the foundation, the greater the fruit. And the more intense the breaking, the stronger the growth that follows. You may look around and see others flourishing while you remain hidden, wondering why your time hasn't come. But the soil teaches patience. The seed that breaks too soon never survives the storm. Timing matters. The season of silence is building endurance in you, so that when you finally rise, you will not fall. The breaking is the process that ensures longevity. It teaches you humility, gratitude, and dependence on the source of your growth. So even when you feel invisible, even when you feel forgotten, remember that roots grow first, not flowers. You are being prepared for a harvest that will last, not a moment that will fade. What looks like the end is always the beginning in disguise. The darkness that surrounds you now is nurturing something sacred within you. Every buried dream, every silent season, every moment of breaking is bringing forth a greater life than you can see right now. You are not forgotten, not abandoned, not finished. You are in the soil of transformation, where everything that was small begins to expand, where everything that was hidden begins to grow, and where everything that seemed over is just starting to come alive. The scars you carry are not evidence of defeat. They are proof of endurance. Every mark on your soul, every wound on your heart, every trace of pain in your memory stands as a reminder that you have walked through fire and yet survived. Scars tell stories that pain tried to silence. They are the visible record of invisible battles, the proof that what was meant to destroy you could not overcome you. You may look at your scars and feel shame, wishing you could erase them, but what you see as brokenness is often the evidence of strength. Scars form only when healing has begun. They mean the wound closed, the pain passed, and the body chose to mend instead of die. The same is true for your spirit. There are seasons when you thought the hurt would last forever, when the betrayal, the loss, or the disappointment cut so deep that you couldn't imagine ever feeling whole again. But slowly, through tears and perseverance, healing began to take shape. It didn't happen overnight. The process was painful, uneven, and uncertain. Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still moving forward. Every scar is a sign that healing triumphed over hurt. You have endured what others might not have survived. You have walked through nights so long that dawn felt like a myth, yet you kept walking until light broke through. Your scars are the map of your survival, showing the places you were wounded and the paths where grace carried you forward. The world often celebrates the unbroken, the flawless, the ones who appear untouched by pain, but real beauty is found in those who have been through something and still choose to love, to hope, and to believe. The unscarred may look perfect, but perfection has no depth. It's the cracked vessel that lets the light shine through. It's the person with scars who understands compassion, forgiveness, and strength in a way the untouched never will. Your scars give you wisdom. They teach you empathy. They remind you that even in your most fragile moments, something greater was sustaining you. When you touch a scar, it no longer hurts because it has been healed. You can remember what caused it, but the pain no longer controls you. That's what healing does. It turns pain into power. The very experiences that once threatened to break you now give you the authority to help others rise. You can speak hope to the hurting because you have felt hopeless and found your way through. You can comfort others because you know what it's like to cry in silence. You can encourage others to stand because you have learned to stand when your own knees were shaking. The strength that comes from scars cannot be taught. It must be lived. Some scars you carry on your body, others you carry deep within. The ones inside may not be visible, but they are just as real. They remind you of the times you had to be strong when no one was watching, the nights you prayed for peace when everything felt chaotic, the moments you forgave when it would have been easier to hate. Those invisible scars are sacred because they hold the stories of your silent victories. They are the hidden testimonies of how you overcame what could have ended you. You are not less because of them, you are more. You are wiser, softer, stronger, and more grounded because of what you have endured. There is beauty in the broken places because they are proof of resilience. Scars mean you have experienced pain but refused to surrender to it. They mean that you've seen darkness and still chosen to move toward light. You are not defined by what hurt you. You are defined by what you healed from. Your scars are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign that you kept going when giving up seemed easier. They are reminders that strength doesn't come from never falling, but from rising again and again. Every scar tells the story of a warrior who refused to be defeated, who endured the breaking and emerged unbroken in spirit, who found purpose in the pain and courage in the healing. What the world calls broken, heaven calls becoming. There are moments when life looks like a mess of shattered pieces, when everything familiar seems scattered and out of order, and you can't understand how any good could come from it. But what feels like chaos is often creation in progress. Every great work begins with a moment of breaking, a moment when the old form can no longer contain the new. What others see as ruins, a greater hand sees as raw material. The fragments of your story are not accidents. They are pieces of a design that is far greater than what you can see right now. You may feel undone, but you are actually being shaped. You may feel like everything has fallen apart, but everything is being arranged with intention. Life doesn't always build in straight lines. Sometimes it dismantles before it develops. Sometimes it allows the old to crumble so the new can rise. You might be in a season where nothing makes sense, where the pieces of your past and present don't seem to fit together. Yet in those moments, a deeper work is happening beneath the surface. The process of becoming is not pretty. It's messy, uncertain, and often painful. The breaking of identity, the stripping away of comfort, the loss of things you once depended on. These are not punishments but preparations. The world may see failure, but heaven sees formation. What looks like loss is often rearrangement. The potter cannot mold clay that refuses to be shaped. So sometimes the breaking comes to make you pliable again, to soften what life has hardened, to restore your sensitivity to what is real and eternal. When your plans collapse, it's not because you are unworthy, it's because something truer needs to emerge. You can't become who you're meant to be if you insist on staying who you were. The breaking loosens your grip on what no longer serves you. It teaches surrender, humility, and faith. It reminds you that your worth is not tied to your achievements, your image, or your success, but to who you are becoming inside. The world measures what is seen, but heaven measures what is growing unseen. Every disappointment carries hidden direction. Every delay hides divine timing. Every detour is part of the map. What you thought was a closed door may be redirection toward a greater path. Life rearranges you, not to destroy your purpose, but to align you with it. You are being positioned, refined, and redefined. The fragments of your story are not wasted. They are being woven together into something complete. The pain that once broke you is being transformed into wisdom. The rejection that crushed you is birthing resilience. And the silence that once haunted you is teaching you to listen to what truly matters. The process of becoming often requires being misunderstood. Others may see your breaking and call it failure. They may look at your detours and call them delays. But they can't see the blueprint being drawn over your life. They can't see the foundation being strengthened or the character being built. They can't see the new structure forming beneath the surface of your surrender. The very moments that look like endings to others are beginnings in disguise. You are being rebuilt from the inside out, not with the same fragile pieces, but with new strength, new faith, and new clarity. When you look back on the times you thought were breaking you, you'll realize they were actually building you. The broken pieces that once caused you pain are now the mosaic of your purpose. The setbacks you thought would end you have become the foundation of your stability. What you thought was falling apart was actually falling into place. You were not being destroyed, you were being designed. What the world called broken was simply the process of becoming who you were meant to be, piece by piece, moment by moment, until everything lost began to take shape as something whole, beautiful, and strong. You are not in ruins, you are in progress. The construction site of your life may look messy right now. Dust everywhere, unfinished corners, scaffolding still in place, noise that feels endless. From the outside, it might seem chaotic and uncertain, but construction is never clean. It's never quiet. It's never beautiful in the beginning. Every great building passes through a stage where it looks nothing like the vision that was promised. The materials are scattered, the foundation is bare, and nothing appears to fit together. But hidden in that process is purpose. The design is already drawn, even if the structure isn't complete. What you see as confusion is actually creation in progress. What you think is delay is development taking its time. The builder never leaves the project unfinished. Every stage has a reason, even the ones that look incomplete. There are times when life takes you apart piece by piece, not to destroy you, but to rebuild you stronger. You may not like the process because it's uncomfortable, unpredictable, and slow. But the breaking of what was weak is necessary to make room for what will last. The builder knows the weight that your structure will one day carry, so every detail matters. You are being reinforced in ways you cannot see. The lessons, the losses, the challenges, all of them are laying the groundwork for your next level. What seems like stagnation is actually strengthening. What feels like waiting is preparation for what's coming. Sometimes you look at others and think they're already finished while you're still under construction. But you don't know the cost of their structure or the length of their process. Everyone's building is different. Some are tall, some are deep, some take years before the final form is visible. Comparison only distracts you from your own progress. The builder is not in a hurry. The foundation must be tested before the walls can rise. The corners must be aligned before the roof can hold. So, if you're in a season of waiting, know that you're still being worked on. The silence of the sight doesn't mean abandonment. It means the next stage is being planned. There are days when you may feel like a pile of ruins, when your confidence has cracked, your hope has crumbled, and your joy has been buried beneath disappointment. But those ruins are raw material for something stronger. The builder doesn't throw away what's damaged, he rebuilds with it. What was once broken becomes the base for what's being built. The same places that were once your weakness are being turned into your greatest strength. Every scar becomes a support beam. Every failure becomes a lesson. Every tear becomes a drop of mortar that binds your purpose together. The structure rising from those ruins will be far more beautiful and enduring than what stood before. Progress doesn't always look like movement. Sometimes it looks like stillness. Sometimes it looks like dust settling after a storm. Sometimes it looks like standing in the middle of a mess and choosing to believe that there's meaning in it. You are in progress, which means you are evolving, stretching, learning, growing. It means you are not done yet. There is more being added, more being refined, more being shaped into you. You are becoming someone who can carry more, love deeper, stand taller, and live wiser. The delays are not denials, they are design. Every unfinished part of your story is an active work zone of transformation. What others see as a ruin is a project still under the builder's hand. The noise, the waiting, the confusion, all part of the process. The tools are still out, the blueprint is still being followed, and the foundation is still being strengthened. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being assembled with care. What is under construction may not look beautiful now, but when the scaffolding is removed and the dust clears, the world will see the strength that was being built all along. You are not in ruins. You are in progress. And progress always takes time, patience, and faith in the unseen work that's happening beneath the surface.